What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, having a wonderful day, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. It is time for us to wrap the day up, and then we're gonna head into Leroican's tower, see what we can do with good old friend Rolan, see if he made it to Baldur's Gate okay. And I did know, before I left and came back to camp, that Aradin from the Druid's Grove was outside Leroican's little store thing too, so we'll definitely catch up with him as well. Mizora, I assume. You finally here to keep your end of the bargain and break Wyll's contract.
Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in beator.
Notum sit in beator.
You've heard of such devils. Sisters of justice. Adjudicators of diabolical contracts and bargains.
Holy hells.
Interesting. I don't recall sending out invitations to the Sisters of Justice.
You do not call upon the sisters. They come when the hells demand witness.
Your parasite links with Wyll's, and your memories flow into him. He sees his father's flight from Worm's Rock, and hears Mizora's words to you.
Shit. Where did Gortash send my father? How do I save him?
Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos.
Your contract, Wyll. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
What are you proposing? There's obviously going to be some kind of catch here.
A life for a life. No contract is ended without sacrifice. The cost must be paid. Wyll Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel! I won't let her take Wyll.
Silence, Karlach.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
Wow. Okay. What will happen to Wyll's powers if he breaks the pact?
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
I hate that I can't ask what Wyll wants here. My only options are to tell him what to do. Because for as much as all this is fine, this is all my POV. Like, save your father, the city will need him to help rebuild, but he's tadpoled. Like, if we fail killing the Absolute, it's scuffed, it's chalked, it's over. And then this, do the right thing. Give your soul so that your father can live. Like, who's to say that's the right thing? His dad was an absentee asshole, it sounds like. And he got himself captured and tadpoled. Like, I'm not saying he deserves his fate, but does Wyll deserve to serve this bitch forever because of his father's, like, missteps. And then you have break the pact, you deserve your freedom. I think everybody deserves their freedom, ultimately. And then there's let your father die. When the city's free, you can take his place. This just sounds twisted and manipulative. So, like, we can have him break the pact. At least then he'll be his own man after. Duke Ravengard he's had a long life, right? And he got tadpoled. So, ultimately, when it comes down to brass tacks, like, what are we doing? I can't tell him this. I can't tell him this, like, sell his soul. That's not my place or my position. I can tell him to break the pact. I'm more comfortable telling him to break the pact than telling him to, like, sell his soul. Now, if he wants to disagree with me here and says, no, my father means more to me than my own soul, then that's his choice to make. But ultimately, I can't tell him to do this. So break the pact, Wyll. You deserve your freedom.
You damned wretch. Father. Do it. Break the pact.
No disagreement at all, huh?
Fiat ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Didn't think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
What a rancid bitch. I mean, Will's lack of disagreement with our position there shows a lot about his opinions of his father, I guess. I mean, he didn't take much convincing, did he? He kind of just said, honestly, you deserve your freedom. Fuck him. And he's like, you know what? You're absolutely right. The fact that you are still in my camp, no matter how many times I tell you to leave.
Hi. I met you before.
Absolutely not.
No kids allowed. Come back in 10 years.
But I won't make it that long on my own.
I already told you no. I meant it.
But,
Just leave. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you.
Little Will's all grown up. I can't wait to see what trouble he gets into.
Much less now that he's not pacted to you anymore. You forced Wyll to make an impossible choice, and really he didn't even make it, I made it, which is why I don't like that dialogue much.
Impossible? My bargain was uncommonly reasonable. A single soul for the return of Baldur's Gate's most beloved duke. A real bargain, I should think. I never thought the legendary Blade of Frontiers would surrender his father for freedom. Not very valorous, if you ask me. But what does a mean old devil like me know about heroes?
Well, mean old devils like you like to use people's valor against them to make them make very bad decisions. He would have been traveling all along every depth and pit of hell that you ever wanted for the rest of eternity. At least now he can do whatever he wants now, right? He can make a family one day. He can maybe take his father's spot, help the city rebuild. Duke Ravengard must have been on his way out, right? I mean, Will's, what, mid-20s, early 30s. He can't have that long left in him. It's like a quarter of a life remaining for 75% of a life remaining. I think it's the right choice to break the pact, though. Plus, Ravengard's tadpoled. Like, I get Wyll is too, but we don't know what happens when this shit goes down. If we destroy the Elder Brain like we want, we don't know the consequences of all that. So to sell him up eternally to servitude to an archdevil just doesn't sit right with me. You never told me how the Absolutes captured you.
Correct. I didn't. If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel. But those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a half-fiend. I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed and my most powerful magic silenced. But a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Gallantry isn't dead after all.
I don't get it. If Wyll isn't your warlock, why stick around and give him power?
The absolutists worked a number on me at Moonrise. And you're the best hope I've got at payback. No one crosses the Hell's Children without getting scorched.
You can't always trust people to want revenge. You left Karlach alone, and you want her dead. What changed?
You are an inquisitive one.
Not very often you get to talk to an archdevil's right hand.
Zariel found new use for an old battle axe. The dead three in that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know. Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind?
I think the engine might change her
My
mind
mistress
for her.
can be so capricious.
What can you tell me about the Hells?
The 9 Hells of Beator. Each its own domain, each with its own archdevil to rule it. I call the first hell my home, Avernus. My mistress Zariel's realm, a torrid battleground split by the bloody waters of the Styx. How I adore it. The delicious agony of it all.
Yeah, I bet you do.
The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you myself, if I deem you worthy.
No thanks, I'll pass. I'd happily send you back there, though. If you're going to be staying, I need something in return.
Why? I'm supplying Wyll with every scrap of his infernal power. I've paid my dues many times over. I tell you what, when the time comes to squish that big baddie of a brain, I'll lend you a hand.
Interested. I'd like to know how that works, actually. Maybe she'll just summon up. I think the way that archdevils work is they're kind of immortal as long as they're not slain in their realm. So I think Mazora, even if we did decide to just say fuck it and kill her right here, I think she would just respawn in Avernus. I think they only die for real if they die inside the homeworld. I think that's how that works.
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome.
How do you intend to spend your newfound freedom?
I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help.
It's good to know. Any thoughts, Jaheira?
I did not know Duke Ravengard that well. But I am sure he would not want his son to become slave to Zariel for his sake.
That's a good point, actually. That's a point that I didn't touch on, but you gotta take the father's perspective too. Like, how would the father,
Days grow dark.
like, he was already disgruntled and he was being like an asshole about it all, right? Because he was serving the devil. Do you really think as a father you would want your son to sacrifice his soul so that you could prance around for 10, 20 more years? I don't think so. You sound like you speak from experience.
No one truly understands the weight of loss until they've worn it a while. There is no shame in sharing the load when you need to.
I would agree with that. Have you thought any more about how we might find Minsk?
I have. And while I do not love my conclusion, that does nothing to change it. The Harpers are the city's best information network. With them out of action, we shall have to fall back on second best. 9 Fingers Keen.
I think we already slaughtered their people. You say that like it should mean something.
Oh, if it does not, you have led a very virtuous life indeed.
I've attempted to.
9 Fingers Keen controls the guild, which in turn controls every criminal racket from Heapside to the High Hall. Nothing happens in this city that she doesn't hear of, sooner or later. How hospitable she will be to a Harper that comes begging to her guild hall, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking.
Right. Well, we know we gotta talk to the Nine Fingers Guild at some point, of whom we already slaughtered a bunch of their fucking people as soon as we made dock here in Baldur's Gate down on the beach, so... I'm sure they'll be thrilled to cooperate. We'll probably have to fight our way out of there when we go chit-chat, but we might be able to pick up some information on Minsk before. What's going on, Shadow?
Since we arrived in the city, I can't help but feel a little anxious.
Probably because you're going to face your entire past.
I'm not sure I know why.
How can I help?
I don't think it's what happens if we fail that concerns me. We'll be beyond our worries at that point. I think what bothers me is what happens if we succeed. I've never been able to write my own future. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It doesn't have to be a daunting prospect. Dream about what you'd like.
Well, I want to save my parents, of course. Take them away. Far from Shah's influence. Someplace peaceful. Away from the city, perhaps.
Go on.
I'd like room for animals. Lots of them.
Knew I liked you for a reason,
All
Shadow.
shapes and sizes, so long as they appreciate a warm fire and more affection than they know what to do with.
Don't stop now. What else?
I want to grow flowers. I want to be surrounded by colors every day. I'm tired of darkness.
Anything else?
Yes. I want to share it all with you. If you're willing.
Of course I'm willing.
Then it sounds like I have everything I need. More of life than I'd ever imagined possible without Shah.
What are you doing, Wyll?
Gods. I spent 7 years choked by Mazura's leash. And I spent 7 years hoping to break free. I never knew freedom could taste so bittersweet.
You're your own man now, Wyll. It's better this way.
I have to believe that. I'm not the Hell's puppet in life, nor its warrior in death. The blade will be guiding his own hand. But freedom will be paid in my father's blood. Tomorrow, I celebrate my gain. Today, I mourn my loss.
For what it's worth, I think it was the
In the stillness, you find
right
a lot
choice.
of tranquility.
The Raven Guard name now lives solely with me. I will make it count for something.
Your father's not dead yet, Wyll. Maybe there's a way to save him.
I signed his life away before the Hell's witnesses. It would be easier to drink the sticks down to the last drop than to alter his fate. I'd be a fool to wish otherwise.
What's our next step, then?
We obtain the final 2 netherstones and take back our minds. And the city. From the brain.
Aye, aye. He's doing okay. And ultimately, I think there was too much onus on me to make that decision for everybody. Like, I was supposed to make the choice for Duke Ravengard. I was supposed to make the choice for Wyll. I was supposed to make the choice for all these people that should have had their own wishes and terms, so. One of the reasons I'm not such a big fan of that. The best decision to make there is to not really make a decision and do what we had talked about all along, which was getting his freedom, so.
Can be their truest selves, without guile, without pretense.
And tells me that's not your forte.
You did well to see off the Githyanki who had invaded mine. And now that you have seen where I come from, you know all there is to know about me. At least, all that matters. The flavors of my favorite fiddlehead soup, should you wish to experience it for yourself. The very first reward I gifted myself on completion of my first adventure. The garments with which I concealed and later constructed my appearance as the Emperor. We spoke of my relationship with Duke Aylin Stilney. The story I have told, no one else. I have no more secrets from you. No need to resort to subterfuge. We are true allies now. working towards a common goal.
And yet every word you speak sounds like you want to convince me of that. Why did you resort to subterfuge at all?
The only way we were ever going to get close enough to the brain to destroy it was by working together. But few would trust a mind flayer. So I did what I had to convince you. I studied you, your motivations, your actions, your desires. I deduced the best way to align your goals with my own.
And what did you learn?
That you are complex and full of contradictions. It was no easy task, but I had to persist. I needed your absolute dedication to the cause. I anticipated the challenge, and I anticipated your resistance. What I didn't anticipate was how much I would enjoy your company, your mind. Sometimes, I felt almost like we were dancing our way towards something deeper.
I think you misread the signs. I'm fine with what we have now.
I'm sorry. You're right. Now's not the time. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, tentacles on my thing.
Move on to more important things. The Elder Brain's high...
If he's been spying on me enough, he should know all about me in Shadow. I'm gonna play Homewrecker.
And through the Crown's magic, it has complete control over each and every member. It was intelligent before, but now, with its hive mind established across the city, it is well on its way to becoming indestructible. You should reconsider your attachment to your physical form. You have seen what an Illithid can do.
Gonna convince me to be a tentacle again.
Imagine some of that could be in your grasp. Not enough to warp your appearance beyond recognition, but just enough to enhance your potential. And believe me, it will radically increase our chances of success against the Elder Brain. Think on it.
No, I'm good. I haven't needed it so far, and I won't need it in the future. You can keep that. You keep doing you, I'll keep doing me, and the rest will work itself out. If I'm gonna lose, then I'm gonna lose as me. I'm not gonna lose as something else. Die on my own terms, not as some weird tentacled version of myself. One of those, like, you know, I'd rather die standing than kneeling kind of things.
Let me back in. I'll bring Loroakin out here, you tin tube. You tell Loroakin I went for his goddamn night song, and now he has to pay up. What are you looking at? Shit, it's you. You went looking for the night song after me. Please tell me you found it.
I found the night song. Turns out it wasn't a relic, but an Asimar.
An Asimar? Hells. If I'd known, I'd have asked for more gold. Kidnapping costs more than theft. Don't forget, I'm the one who gave you that contract. I want my cut.
Kiss my ass, Aradin. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, let's piss off. You left the whole situation with your life and fled like a coward from the grove. You should take that for what it is and leave.
I ought to knock some sense into you. But you know what?
You could try.
I'm too goddamn tired.
It's like I said, coward.
She's out there. I'm gonna find her. You mark my words.
I think she might have something to say about that. Rolan.
I should speak up.
You!
Looking a little
What are you doing here?
beat up. I know the marks of subjugation. Your face. What happened?
Nothing for you to worry about. But never mind that. What can I do for you?
I have information on the Night Song.
Be very sure before you make to visit the Roakan. He's got a beastly temper. But
See that.
if you really do know something, he'll want to see you. Head upstairs. You can find the way into his tower up there.
Pity Gale isn't here. This is just his sort of place.
Welcome, dear patron, to the floor at the top of the stairs. If you have information about the Night Song, great riches await. If you are here to waste the great wizard Laroican's time, reconsider.
He's one of those people that think very highly of themselves, isn't he?
Determine your path forward.
I mean...
I'll give it a shot.
The Night Song is an ancient potion that allows its drinker to become irresistibly attractive to man and god alike.
Well, we know that one's bullshit.
The Night Song is a druidic staff that allows its bearer command over an army of ancient...
I'm guessing if we go through the wrong portal here, it's gonna smoke us, which is why it's testing us.
The Night Song is a priceless ruby from a realm beyond our own. The Night Song is an immortal being, the child of a deity.
Hold very still, Nicklaw. Craig's aim is much improved, but still leaves something up to chance.
Yes, sir.
All right, Craig. Ready? Aim. We have a visitor. At ease. Nicklaw, you may go.
I already hate this guy.
I see no Night Song. Surely you wouldn't have entered my tower without the Night Song in hand? Surely you wouldn't have wasted my time?
Not quite the enthusiastic welcome I was hoping for.
You'll have more gratitude than you know how to count once the Night Song is in my hands. Do you have it or not?
What do you want with her?
She? Then you do know her. You've been to Shah's temple. To the Shadowfell. You've looked upon the Night Song's face.
Indeed.
Tell me, and choose your next words carefully. Where is she now?
Be careful what you wish for. She'll eat you alive.
I'm growing tired of this repartee, my friend. Let us cut to the chase. Beautiful, isn't it? Worth more than your life, too. I bought it from a Kalashite warlock. Very little of his soul left to him. It can bind a celestial to the wearer's service with a snap of the fingers. And this can keep her in place. Forever.
A clever contraption. Let me guess. Like Ketheric Thorm before you, you wish to become immortal.
It didn't work out for poor Ketheric, did it? He was a fool. A desperate mercenary who
He's not the only one.
poured out his soul to whichever god flattered him. I serve no god, but that which stares back at me in the mirror. The Night Song will be put to a grand purpose, equalizing man and god. Whoever helps me attain that which I seek will be greatly rewarded.
Equalizing man and god. Quite the lofty ambition.
I intend to achieve greatness. And I intend to do it for a long, long, long time.
I'll tell her to come here, just to give her the satisfaction of ripping you to shreds.
We shall see, won't we?
We shall.
Do as I say, and you will be rewarded beyond imagination. Fail, and you give up the prize to the next motivated mercenary to encounter my contract.
Actually, I was just thinking how much I'd like to take that staff out of your cold dead hands and give it to Gale.
I always get what I want.
We'll see about that, won't we? Well, we can't head back to camp here, unfortunately. Can hear though. Go tell Aylin about this. I'm sure she'll be thrilled. Also, if you didn't notice, true hero of Baldur's Gate, here's our statue. We do look pretty good.
Looking ahead.
I think the little mud method did quite a good job. Aylin, you're gonna love this. You wanna go beat a wizard's ass real quick?
Mother's milk, your visage speaks of ill tidings. Speak, ally mine. What troubles you?
A wizard called the Rolan is looking for you.
Is he indeed? Pray tell, what does he seek from Dame Aylin?
He seems dangerous. I think we ought to put an end to him. Actually, he put a bounty out for your capture, and now there is a violent mercenary looking for you.
Let them come, and let them find me. Dame Aylin will strike down any who seek to bring her to harm's home. Yet, it is better to cut off the head of the snake than to let its slithering snakelings swarm us unabated. This wizard must be held to account.
I agree.
I will wring his neck until he's dead.
And I will gladly watch. Let's take him down. Together.
Oh, his end will be one more strand in the great braid of our friendship.
I'm coming with you. I'd like to get a few licks in myself.
My darling, we agreed you'd scout for the nearest Selûnite enclave this very night. Let us divide our efforts. All the sooner to be reunited.
I won't let you go alone. Who knows what this wizard might have planned?
Our closest ally will accompany me, won't you? It will be a swift and fruitful chore. Hie we to this Lorroakan right away. I am as eager to meet him as he is to ensnare me.
Sounds good. If she's happy, I'm happy.
What have we here? A magician in a tower, hiding away from the frightening world. What are you so scared of, Magus? Not the Night Song, surely? Why, she's nothing but a relic to be purchased and pursued.
My God. The Night Song is a person.
At last. There you are, my dear.
You will address me with due deference. I am Dame Aylin. And you are a whelp without honor, without pride, with nothing but a tower full of trinkets.
Oh, my apologies, Dame Aylin. I meant no disrespect. I asked our mutual friend here to make an introduction that I might get to meet the famed daughter of Selûne. Forgive me for that impudence. Perhaps our friend can bridge the gap and do what I believe they came here to do?
You can blow that right out of your ass. I came to stop you, the Rogan.
My steel-hearted friend speaks true. Give me one good reason, Magus, why I should not strike you down where you stand.
Dame Aylin, I have discovered a device that would allow your immortality to be shared. It would cause you no harm, no pain of any kind. You serve your mother Selûne, I believe. She who has blessed our realm with so many gifts.
He reminds me of Grima Wormtongue.
Honor her by
just more poncy.
You dare to threaten me with the same magic that held me in torment for 100 years? You do not seek to share my gifts. You seek to poach them.
I had hoped to appeal to your better nature.
This thing back here looks interesting.
Underestimated you. No bother. I have an arsenal of implements capable of convincing you to see reason.
It's over for you, wizard. You can't overpower both of us.
A pity you didn't prove a more reliable ally. You could have reaped the rewards of my good favor.
I'd rather reap the rewards of your corpse, actually.
I'd hoped.
And then I'll look around your little mage tower.
But it seems you're determined to
take the rest of it too.
Difficult as possible.
Sure, whatever reward you were going to give me is in a basement
At the
somewhere.
ready. Once I've taken control of the Aasimar, she must go directly into the caging rooms.
You know better, Rolan.
Master Leroican.
There we go.
I would never have assisted you if I knew you planned such horrors. You
Good
lied
man.
to get the Night Song here. Made us all believe she was nothing but a relic. I have seen what true leadership can accomplish. But never under your tutelage.
Watch your tongue, you child. I could make it such that no wizard in the realm will touch you.
And how are you going to do that from beyond the grave?
I think that sounds like an excellent bargain.
Oh, face us, charlatan! We who detest you so!
Myrmidons! Imperatum!
Come get a taste. Now, just to be clear, some of the shit that we're gonna fight in here is chunky. So, let's take a little look around the battlefield, alright? So, we have Crank, he's 62. This asshole over here, 117. This asshole is 127. We have his little assistant, he's only 10. Then we have all of this. So, I think it would be better to try and get them. I'll try and get him, rather, out of the way as fast as possible. Now, he just returned more than half of that damage back at us, actually, so... let's be cautious on the way we proceed with this. Oh, Dame, you disappoint me. What do we have? A Cambion, a Devo, or a Jinne? Let's do a Devo. Let's get him up there in the battlefield. See what the planar ally is all about. Okay, so he just attacks back, but we can afford for some of our people here. You see he has 136, so he's chunky in his own rights. We can afford to kind of just sling things at him. Leave Shadow there for now.
Swift as my
We might get out of this without taking the hit. beautiful. I was hoping so. So we know that we can't necessarily do whatever we want to do with him. What we can do, though, is spam up a bunch of shit where I don't really care if he does his little thing to us or not. Because it won't matter. It won't matter if he does his little retaliation thing to my Zergs, because, you know, they're my Zergs. God, I love Lazo. Have I mentioned that? Quite the chunky amount of return damage, isn't it? So instead of that, let's just do this. We'll just chop his people to pieces. Crank's almost dead now. If you haven't gathered yet, Leroican is fucking cooked. I would have actually preferred if you attacked Leroican. There we go. And there you go, he's dead. Like I said, he's cooked. Please don't get yourself killed, Rolan. I actually would like you to live. And now the fun begins. Now we just take care of his little bitch boys. Which should take no work at all, really, considering. Especially not now we don't take 10x the damage we deal back in return.
Heading there.
It should be quite the simple situation. With the more radiating orb, you can all enjoy that.
Survival is all that matters.
Let that Deva deal some radiant damage. We'll just chop that wood. Should get him dead, hopefully, with all the extra attacks. Indeed. You might be immune to that, so I'm just going to hit you with the offhand instead.
Swift and lethal.
And that's the end of you.
Let my name be known.
One more for good measure. And there you go.
Leroican, you who would see me caged, you who would purchase my submission with profane gold. Let every wicked magus, every vile murtherer, each slaver and misery merchant see. Dame Aylin is watching. She is indomitable, and when her face lights the shadows of your wrongdoing, you are broken by its beauty.
And she's also a woman of her word. And I'm very okay with that outcome. As for the staff, I'll make sure to pass that along to Gale.
The firehead fool is dead. Yet as I stare upon his corpse, I feel sadness. Why?
What kind of sadness is it?
A gripping in the chest. As though I'd lost someone. Something. Paladin's fatigue, no doubt. You were excellent in battle, as is your way. And I am proud to fight at your side. And you, tiefling, you did not embarrass yourself. I will catch my breath, then to camp I will bring my bones. Moon Maiden be with you.
I will gladly chit-chat to Dame Aylin back at camp. I hope she'll stay with us for the battle. Now, Rolan,
Something's on my mind.
Please take care of yourself. Please be done with all this.
Leroican is dead. The bastard is dead.
Barry. You alright?
I am. Now that the bastard's in bits. Leroican was a cruel and vicious man. By day, I'd tend the shop, but at night, he'd fire the most nonsensical questions at me. And for every one I answered wrong, he'd beat me. I could have killed him with my own 2 hands. But I kept thinking it was all a test. It had to be. I thought it was the price I had to pay to become a true wizard. I realize now he was just a sick, sick man.
Sick man who's now in the grave. He's dead now, it's over. And you won.
I have. With your considerable help.
Anytime, man.
I see things clearly now. If I wish to master the weave, I must do it myself.
I think that's a good angle.
I have everything I need. Right here.
Perhaps you can become the new Leroican. All hail Rolan, master of Ramazith's tower.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I do indeed.
Thought you would.
I'll move Cal and Leah in immediately. Leroican refused to let them stay here. They are gonna love the tower. I wouldn't have this, the tower, my family, without you. What can I do to thank you?
The city is under siege, from the inside out. I need allies.
And you'll have me. I'll learn everything I can about the tower in the meantime, even if I have to rip this place apart. But know this. Ramazith's tower and its master are now your friends. And when the time comes, we will stand by you as allies.
I'm a big fan of that. And if you look here, there's some floating furniture. So let's slide on down here, shall we? Well, that didn't work how I wanted it to. But we're getting there.
Trap. Be cautious.
I don't need my whole party.
Touch me.
But I would like a Starian.
Let's try this.
My resident trap dismantler. God, I don't like the way it does that. Attaboy. Howdy. We have weave buttons, lots of gilded chests. Let's
watch your back.
Go very carefully, Astarion. Me and you, buddy.
Be cautious.
Disarm this for me. Thank you very kindly. Lots and lots of gilded chests down here. Of course, there is a particular reason we came.
Interesting. Swift as my feet can
We
carry.
are going to be working our way around this whole place if we can. There's some things I would like to do. Lots of weave buttons around here too, actually, and a little mage hand. You see, this tower is very, very, very high above Baldur's Gate. We're all the way up, so let's take a look at some of these. It's artillery.
Artillery.
Who knows what would happen if we press this? I don't think we'll be messing with that too much. It's not yet.
Bring us closer.
Maybe, but for now, let's focus on what we have to do here. Like this big opulent chest sitting there looking like a juicy steak.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Vaults.
Here you have vaults. Starion. You know I wouldn't leave you up here by yourself.
Never a dull moment.
And so we have a few things to look at here. Metal crate. The Red Knight's final stratagem. Starion, would you like to pick this for me? Thank you very much.
No one's stopped me yet.
Before her time as an exarch of Tempest and goddess of strategy, the Red Knight was a paladin most devout. She taught armies the world over as both student and teacher, and thus was she elevated by Tempest to her current status. These pages contain that of her which was left on the material plane after her ascension.
Quite some valuable knowledge hidden between these pages.
Scroll of the Artistry of War. We'll obviously take that, just out of spite, if nothing else. Let's go to our weight. What do we have that's weighing us down so bad? Let's send our thingies back to camp. That should help a little. That can go back to camp. A lot of heavy things here, so... Gale, how would you like that? Okay, now we got some movement back. And you see, we've just revealed a secret here. There is actually a flaw here. It's not as it would seem. It is a sneaky tower.
Better not be cursed.
And the fun hasn't even begun yet.
Hardly a challenge.
Well, the reason we came down here is because he does have this juicy little vault for us, and inside here, along with a lot of goodies, is actually something that I quite want. If you remember the quest for reading the Necromancy of Thay, we read parts of it, but we never finished it. Well, the reason why we didn't finish it is because there is a book inside here that we need to read in order to get the knowledge to finish it. Of course, we can't do that.
Something over there.
Until we solve a little puzzle.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Inventory logs.
Here we go.
More wooden chests.
No entry to vaults. Trespassers will be disintegrated. Master Leroican.
I actually believe him.
Easy.
Well, we're definitely going into the vaults, regardless of what he wants to do, so... We didn't even open it. There we go. Alright, let's take a lockpick swing at this. Let's see if he's a man of his word. Well, I didn't explode.
Traps. How considerate.
This place is trapped.
Arceus, Silverhand, and Elminster.
Ramazith, Elminster, Silverhand, Tarsus. Each door named after a powerful wizard. But what lies behind them?
We met Elminster. briefly. Get all these traps out of the way first. I think first, given that these are locked, we would go through the Silverhand door first.
Traps. This place is trapped.
Lots and lots of traps. Imagine this is what he meant when he said we would be disintegrated. So we have illusion, evocation, transmutation, and abjuration. And now, I've been in here before, so I do recall how to do this. The door you want is evocation. That's the one you want to go through next. Then after that, you want to go through the wish door, which is right here.
Let's see. Be careful. There are traps about. A trap.
I see, there's a big old lever here.
Doesn't like visitors.
Sure we get all this dismantled and disarmed before we do this. Now we'll pull the lever. Turned a light on. Seemed to have did something. Now this trap is blazing. We actually just want to get the fuck out of here. And here we are. Now I'll take the transmutation door. And right here, the Elminster door is opened. And Elminster Vault. And boy, doesn't it look pretty in here. Alright, so we have the Pyro Quickness hat. That's going to be for Gale. Give him some mage goodies from in here. I wonder if this will piss Elminster off knowing this.
Someone there?
Astarion, you need to lockpick this for me. Thank you.
Alright.
And now, we have exactly what we need. Finish reading the Necromancy of Thay. The pages are covered in esoteric symbols and strange runes, some indecipherable, but some strangely familiar. Your eyes are drawn to one page, describing a long-lost book, the Necromancy of Thay. There are secrets of life and death known only to the Red Wizards. Committing such secrets to parchment is a risk they are loath to take, lest the unworthy gaze upon them. Who better, then, to guard their secrets than the spirits of the jealous dead themselves? To look upon the Necromancy of Thay is to risk madness at the hands of its spirits, but the wise traveller, who can tread the line between life and death, will find knowledge witnessed by precious few mortals. The rest of the entry details the precautions and risks associated with reading the text, but lays out a clear path to unraveling the secrets contained in this tome. We have this now. That's just a curse, but we can get that rid of once we are back with Shadow, so save up. I believe we probably should still have the Necromancy of Thay somewhere in our inventory. Somewhere down here. Where are we? There we are.
The book radiates power, but the words you read in the codex echo in your mind, guiding your eyes safely across the page. The once indecipherable glyphs now feel dangerously familiar, promising unholy power to those who can take it.
And our saving throw is Wisdom, which is light work for us. We need to roll a 20, and we got lots and lots of bonuses, so... Already nailed it. Well, the 32, that is a slam dunk.
As you pass the strange glyphs, you can feel the book resisting. Ghostly voices whisper at you from the dark, probing and fighting your mind. But your will is iron, and you brush past these shades of the past, devouring every secret the book has to offer. You see now life and death are malleable as clay, to be bent and reshaped by your will, by your power. But as you close the book, a nagging doubt whispers in your mind. What consequences will there be for calling the dead from their rest?
Not as many consequences as not reading the book and dealing with the absolute. We did all of that. We've gathered a decent amount of allies so far. That's complete. Where are we looking here? Where's the Necromancy of Thay? Oh, alas. We just had completed. You can see it is no longer there, so we are finally done with that, which is good. Basilisk's Gate. Probably should get to that eventually, but for right now, we gotta get back to our companions. Gotta find a way to get back to Shadowheart, and then we can loot the other vaults while we're here, but there isn't necessarily anything that I care much about, so
shouldn't have wished to live.
We'll hop in the portal and try and get back to our companions. I dropped Shadow through that. She should come out right with us, I believe.
This way.
Not quite, actually.
Still breathing, despite everything.
But close enough.
Don't waste a step.
Oh, got a laser. I'll power out the portal too. And here we all are. Of course, you are still locked. Sorry, be very sneaky with it. Thanks, buddy.
I have a lot on my mind. Wow.
You don't have permission to be here. You're about to be ejected.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was the latrines. I'll be off then. I thought that was the bathroom. My bad. The Rokan was such a shit stain. I thought I was in the laboratory.
Literature department. Can I help you?
Oh, yes, you can. I'm looking for a book for the Netherese Crown. Do you have anything?
Shh. These books are sensitive. They prefer an environment of quiet reverence.
Again, trying to find out about a Netherese Crown. Do you have what I'm talking about?
Bold. You might have heard that our library has a collection other shops would lack the skill to curate. Between us, even Master Lerokan was reluctant to house them in his tower. The pen is mightier than the magic wand, apparently.
Good news. I don't think Lerokan will be bothering you much
They're
anymore.
locked away here for their and our customers' safety. Our finest reserve includes the Tharkiat Codex,
I read that.
the Annals of Karsus and Netherese Folly. sites of the Sealy, and the curriculum of strategy. Do any of those interest you?
Indeed they do. I love the Carsus tome.
It is said to be written by Lord Carsus himself, the Netherese arcanist who attempted to replace the goddess Mystra, failed, and was banished for the attempt. Great magical knowledge lies within those pages, but not many can withstand it.
The annals of Carsus would no doubt have much to say about the crown's true nature. If only you could read them.
It was perfect. How much?
Buy. Books as temperamental as these are not on sale. They are secured in our vault, where none can harm them, nor can they do any harm.
Perhaps I should have...
Consider yourself lucky to have learned of such a book's existence, and then forget about it. The annals of Carsus are best left unread.
Isn't it your job to share knowledge, not keep it locked away? At least tell me where the vault is. Not like we don't already know, but... Okay, she's not gonna give.
The vault is strictly prohibited for customers. If you don't cease this foolishness, the rest of Sorcerer's Sundries will be as well.
Surely there's some amount of gold that could convince you to part with the book.
Psst. I already told you. It is locked in our vault. And with good reason. Imagine if a tome so dangerous was sold to someone with such poor comprehension.
Right, thank you.
You certainly have.
Okay, so what we're gonna do then, since she won't gimme, is we are just gonna dip briefly back into the cesspool of Lorroakan's domain.
To put my hands on everything.
I'm gonna go snatch the Carsus vault too, so. I mean, for as much as I wish there was just an easy way down to the vaults, looks like we're gonna have to be doing this instead. You know what else I would love is to be able to move without my companions blocking my shit. Makes me nervous every time. Let's clean up. Which one's the vault? This one right here. I also would like to drop down here and get this stuff out. That I don't know how to do, but alas. First things first, right? Carsus is the one that we want, so first things first, you go through the Silverhand door. Then we go through Abjuration. We go through the Silver door. And we pull the lever. Kidding about the disintegrate thing, huh? Just skate on by all the traps we set off. Now we'll go through Illusion. And ta-da! Carsus is open. Into the Carsus vault we go. Lots of goodies. And there is the Annals of Carsus.
use magic? Gale may like to know.
We were kind of warned not to mess with this. So, I don't know if maybe reading it wouldn't be a good idea. But we're still going to. An ancient handwritten book, rebound at least twice, that purports to be notes written by the mage Karsus himself. Much of it is in a personal wizard's cipher, but the final page is written in clear text. My great spell of transcendence is mine alone, not to be committed to ink and parchment, but I have also forged 3 supreme enchanted items that are the physical embodiments of my wizardry, and of them I shall make record. There is a crown, an orb, and a scepter, each nigh alive and with its own power and purpose, and these I call the regalia of Karsus, the crown of Karsus, to attract and absorb magical knowledge, and give the wearer dominion over himself, so that he remains his own entity, apart from the weave. Might actually do really good, and the orb of Karsus is what Gale has in his chest, which is a storage device or battery that condenses mystic power, ever gathering so that it must be siphoned at intervals of its success. The scepter I don't think we'll be getting much of, but we know where 2 of the items of Karsus are. Now we just want to go back. Don't so much care about much else down here beyond jumping down and getting that staff in that bubble, but I actually don't know how to do that, so I might be able to take a look at it. Of course, we're in the no-no place right now, so let's just dip back into the bowl real quick.
It seems the rules have not changed.
Back the way I came, right? Howdy, gang. We can just head on down here again, right? I wonder will the AI path my companions to me? It looks like I got everybody but Lae'zel. Oh no, here she is. Okay, y'all can stop jumping around yourselves, because I don't trust you anymore. Sorry, and it's gonna sting, but you'll be alright, you're a vampire. You can regenerate your ankles pretty fast, right?
Let's move. What's inside?
Security.
Watch how you go.
This one takes us below, apparently. What did I goof?
I will ascend.
Okay, we can't turn them off. Oh, I activated arcane turrets, I see. Yikes. Well. Let's just get out of the way of that real fast. Above.
Open up.
With the gilded chest first. I told you I didn't know how to get down here, that's why I messed that up already. Almost got ourselves into quite the pickle. High security vault number 1 key.
Maybe I need more pockets.
I'll yoink that.
Have to keep going.
Ordinarily, I just lackadaisically pull this lever, but since I don't actually know, let's save first. Just in case I turn myself into a pile of ash. Intelligence check. Oh, of course we nail that. And there we have a legendary staff. Again, I've actually never come down here to get that, so... Another 20. Right on the money. You gave me Robe of the Weave. Thank you very much. It looks like we can just kind of do whatever we want here, so... let's go to this fast travel. Just fast travel out of there, we don't need to make a fuss.
Blowing inland today, bringing in the stench of the foundry.
Let's take a look at that loot for you guys. So, Robe of the Weave gives me Arcane Enchantments, Weave Eater. Whenever the wearer succeeds a saving throw against a spell, they regain 1 to 6 HP. That's actually really good. And that Gale's way. And then Marco Heshkia, 4 to 16. Arcane Enchantment, you gain a +1 bonus to spell save DC. Arcane Battery, alleviate the arcane burden of spellcasting with the power of this staff. Then we have Kareska's Favor and Topple. What's Kareska's Favor? Imbue yourself with elemental energy sourced from the draconic goddess Kareska. And down to Gale too. And now we are ready to head on back to camp and wrap the episode. We can talk to Gale, we can talk to Dame Aylin. She said she wanted to speak to us, so let's make the rounds. You see that little girl is back after the 18th time I told her to piss off, so...
The Annals of Cast.
I guess I'll stop trying to tell her.
Preamble to a civilization's downfall, committed to parchment by the very hand that wrought its destruction. If the crown atop the Elder Brain was truly forged by Karsus himself, this book will confirm it. All we have to do is turn the page.
Go ahead. I mean, I got it for you.
Devil Raphael was telling the truth. There's no doubt. The crown of Karsus is what's controlling the Elder Brain. And this is no mere journal. It contains Karsus's original plans for the crown's construction. His designs for godhood.
A design you could follow.
Not from scratch. Unless you happen to have several pounds of the purest Netherese metals in that pack of yours. Don't worry. I'm not asking you to surrender anything else on my account. What's called for here is something altogether different. The book states that the crown and netherstones were originally one construct, seemingly sundered at the moment of Karsus's downfall. If we can collect the crown's setting and the 3 netherstones, and with the correct invocation of certain spells and gestures detailed in these notes, I think I could reforge it.
To what end?
To every end you can imagine, and 1,000 more beyond. Just think of it.
See, Gale hasn't learned his lesson from what happened with the Netherese all being planted in his chest.
And dogma, confined only by the limits of our imaginations. I promise you, the gods will never grant us such a blessing, no matter how much we worship and adore them.
You dismiss the entire pantheon so easily. Not all gods are selfish.
Some gods may delude themselves into believing they care about their worshippers, but when it comes down to it, we're all expendable. Children to be appeased, not respected. I worshipped Mistra loyally for years, and in that time she granted me the barest sliver of the power I was ready to wield. Even with the fate of the world at stake, she had little more to offer me than the means of blowing myself up at a more convenient time. She's done nothing to help us. Mistra wanted the brain obliterated because of this crown. She fears a world in which such power is beyond her control, ready to be claimed by Karsus's successor.
As he pointed at himself, I thought you were past this kind of temptation, Gale. You know exactly where such overreaching leads.
Neither of us can know what truly may be if we don't at least try. Potential is nothing in itself. Just a fleeting dream unless we drag it into the waking world. Please, at least think on it. Powerful as he was, Karsus lacks some advantages I can lay claim to.
Like what?
I know Mistra intimately. And I carry a fragment of the weave itself within my body. Cast has achieved many things. But he never managed that. A long road lies ahead before the crown comes into our possession. All I ask for now is that you do not dismiss this possibility out of hand. Please, at least think on it.
Gale, I'm urging you to drop the crown cannot be reforged.
I see. I suppose I am asking you to take a leap of faith. Even the most loyal of companions might struggle to land.
And didn't it destroy the entire land of Netherese? I'd rather not say Baldur's Gate just to sink it into the ocean with you trying to make a crown.
Shut out from my destiny over such a simple act of youthful enthusiasm. Perhaps I got carried away with the thought this crown could give me back what Mystra took. Cure me, even.
You're still destined for greatness, Gale. You won't find it chasing Karsus' shadow.
You're right. There aren't many wizards who'd care to be mentioned in the same breath as him, or his folly. Whatever comes of this, we cannot allow the crown to be reforged in Raphael's image. A devil wielding the might of Karsus. It would be the end of everything.
I have no intention of giving it to him, don't worry. Zero intention. What do you want, Elminster?
Elminster?
Oh, hello, my boy. No, don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a lungful of Baldurian air. Yes, a distinctive aroma, though perhaps not one worthy of bottling. I hear you've been browsing in the most esteemed of Emporium's sorcerous sundries. Indulge my curiosity. What wonders did you discover there?
Oh, nothing in particular. Some charms here, some potions there.
Is that so? Well, far be it for this doddering old archmage.
You're not one of us. I owe you nothing.
Another man.
Get out of here.
As we're here, I shall offer you a morsel of general and non-specific advice. Yours to apply to any relevant knowledge you may have recently acquired. Some things are best left broken, and some people are well worth restoring.
What are you saying? Or rather, what are you not saying?
Mystra knows you defied her, Gale. Well, of course she knows. She's Mystra. She bids you come to her holy shrine in the Stormshore Tabernacle. There, she will grant you an audience at last.
You should meet her, Gale. She might be able to help us.
I'm curious enough to make the attempt. All right. An audience with the mother of magic, it is.
Perhaps that should have been your mission right from the start. Trust in yourself. Trust in the weave. If you are willing, trust in Mystra. There is a conclusion yet to be written in this sorry tale, Gale of Waterdeep. And yours is the quill that will write it.
So all it took to get Mystra's attention was to learn how to reforge an artifact that once destroyed her.
Like I said, you can trust everybody to try and benefit themselves. What do you think she wants to say?
Well, I doubt it's an apology for asking me to die on her behalf.
I would agree.
Whatever it is. If it's important enough to send Elminster, we can be damn sure she's serious. This is a conversation that's long overdue on both sides. I owe it to her to hear her out. Come what may afterwards.
I'll take you to go see her.
After you?
Not quite yet. That's for another episode. Now, Mrs. Dame Aylin is not back yet, I notice.
Very well.
Aylin left to face that wizard. Even after all she's been through, she thinks herself unstoppable, invincible.
He's pretty
It
close.
feels like recklessness to me.
Well, the Rokan's dead, so...
I hope you're right. I wanted to help her, but she said she fights better when she knows I'm safe. I understand, I suppose. I feel the same about her.
Makes sense. Alrighty, so I wonder if we end the day, we can get her to show back up. Because I want to talk to her now that we're done with the Rokan thing. There we go, beautiful. Just want to have a quick chit-chat with her. About everything that went down. We can get her to sign up for an ally.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Ah, ally mine. We are reunited once more. I was just regaling sweet Isabel with tales of our prowess.
Very impressive. Thank you for helping Aylin. That wizard sounded absolutely dastardly.
My pleasure. He had it coming.
He did, and it came. Now, my friend, bask in your victory. I will do the same. My darling, we must inform our friend of our news.
Indeed. I've scouted a Selûnite enclave outside the city. They faced the Absolute's armies and come out battered and bruised. Aylin and I will go to them, provide what help we can.
But fear not. When the time comes for you to face the foe of foes, Isabel and I will stand by your side.
We wouldn't miss it. Not for anything.
I'm happy to hear that.
Friend. We will see you soon. And with our great powers combined, this city will be saved.
Aye aye. Alrighty. Now, you need Shadowheart for just one thing.
I must keep going.
You'll know that we are still cursed, which is no bueno. So, somewhere in yonder. There it is. So we'll take out planar binding just for a second. Put on remove curse.
I'll fix that.
And welcome to Uncursed Life, my friend. Alrighty, everybody. That is going to be the perfect spot to wrap for next time. I think I might do Cazador next. Cazador or Shadowheart. Start wrapping up these companion quests here as we march on towards the end of the game. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause, feeling particularly generous, you can feel free to check out the links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Baldur's Gate 3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Ciao.